This is the plaintiff, Craig Edelman. He says he rented a 2-bedroom apartment to the defendant. And not only did she break her lease and move out early, she ruined the place. That's right, she put up an illegal wall. She damaged his historic floors. And he's suing a nasty woman for every penny of the $6,631.69 she owes him. This is the defendant, Samantha Braden. She says the defendant's your typical slumlord, a horrible guy who barely did any maintenance to the place. She had a leaky roof. The former tenants he rented to were crackheads, and the place was in horrible shape when she got it. And how dare he try to pin these damages on her because he's sore she moved out. She's accused of being a terrible tenant.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff rented to the defendant, says didn't even take a year, and the defendant did all sorts of damage, including building a wall and ruining the floors. But the defendant says the plaintiff is a slumlord, and the place was already in horrible shape before she moved in, and she's not going to be the fall guy. It's the case of tear down that wall.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, you were her landlord for how long?
About 9 months.
All right. And then you had a 1-year lease, so
Yes.
why were you breaking it?
I was moving to Daytona.
To be with him?
Yeah.
You pointed to him like, well, wouldn't you, Judge? Like, what's that? All right, well, but you're breaking a lease. That's a contractual commitment. So what did you say to him?
So I did discuss with him that I wanted to break the lease. He agreed that we could part amicably for $650.
What was the $650 going to cover?
That was like the prorated December.
Prorated December?
Yeah, and I was actually there 10 months.
Were you there in December?
Yeah.
So why would December be prorated?
Because I was
were you there part of December? Is
the
that what
first 7-8 days of
Okay,
December.
so you were going to pay $650 for December
Right.
and give up your security deposit? or no?
Yes.
And that was going to be the deal?
Yes.
And then what happened? Did you pay the $650?
So.
Yes or no? It's
no.
simple. Right. So you don't have a deal. So now you understand that's how a deal works. Because that would have been the deal. If you just paid the other $450, none of us would be here. I would be here. You guys wouldn't be here. So go ahead. What happened?
Hi, Your Honor. I didn't know exactly when she was moving out. She didn't tell me exactly when she was moving out. She told me on December 6th that she was going to be moving soon, but didn't give me a definitive date. I don't know anything about a $650
Yes, you
agreement.
do. I have the text where you're saying to her, why don't you just pay me the $650 that we agreed? You did. Did she forge those texts? I mean.
No, I don't recall.
How do you not recall what you said in the case that we're suing on? Pull out your phone, please.
I have a copy from
I don't
right
want
here.
copies. I want it in the phone because I want to make sure they're not doctored up. So show it to me in your phone.
All right.
So I didn't recall a specific date that she told me she was moving out.
Yeah, I didn't ask you that.
Yeah.
I asked you if you had a deal with her about the $650, you'd keep the deposit, and she'd just get out early in December. Yeah, did you or not?
I don't recall a deal.
Okay. So then, if you can't remember, if it turns out that's what happened, how am I going to trust what you're going to tell me now about what happened 2 years ago? Okay, so talk to me.
Yeah,
when she left, what condition did she leave it that you feel justifies you in suing today, a year and several months later, for $6,631?
Yeah, I basically said to myself, if I'm still angry with the unauthorized alterations that she made after a year, I would sue her. And so I was thinking a few months ago that, yeah, I'm still pretty angry about this wall that she put up.
So you literally give yourself a cooling off period?
Yeah. She was a single mom. I felt bad for her. I didn't want to really, put the screws to the wall, so to speak. And I decided, you know what, it cost me a lot of money to repair the damages that she did. Besides putting up the unauthorized wall.
Did you put up a wall in someone else's apartment?
Listen, I dated this guy for like 2 months, and
Did you put up a wall? You listen. Did you put up a wall in someone else's property without their permission?
the guy I was dating did.
You just woke up and there was a wall?
I came home from work.
And there was a wall?
Yes.
And what did he say?
He said that it would make it a whole separate room. He put a door on there. Apparently, I mean, he was a carpenter.
And what did you say? I don't own the joint. No, you
get
liked
away
it?
from me.
Looks good, huh?
No, I broke up with him.
Right, not over this.
very
He also,
shortly after.
did you also break up with him over the shelves that he put? Did he do all that? He was
That
a
was in
busy
one
beaver
day.
one day, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. You put shelves up without asking, and you put a wall up that may or may not be legal because it was certainly not permitted, but much more importantly, you didn't ask. It's not your property to do that. So if you can't just say, oh, well, the boy did it, that's not how it works. You're responsible. You are the steward of that person's property, and you're supposed to return it the way you got it. And if you return it in a different way that requires him to now dismantle stuff, that's going to be a problem for you. Now, on December 5th, can you pay the rent today, please? It's due today. I cannot. I will pay you $625 on Friday, but we're moving to Daytona on the 15th. And you say the 15th of December? And she says, yes, we are moving in a week. And you say, definite? I can depend on your word so I can start marketing right away for availability the 16th? She says, absolutely. And you say, okay, that's nice. Please do. And you can show it if you need to. Well, nobody seems that upset about it. Thanks. You're welcome. When breaking a lease, cooperation is best. I'll appreciate your help. I know, I'm sorry, I couldn't pass it up. Hey, a free house, why not? And then she says, he is amazing.
Oh.
Which I presume is referring to you.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's how it is. Craig, something happened with my account, she says on the 7th. I have $200 I can give you, but my account is frozen. You say, I'm coming today to the property, I'll take the $200, but please give me the other $450 today. I have mouths to feed and bills to pay. She says, I'm at work, but I can put it in your account. Can you send info? I'll do it now. Okay, I'm sure you can figure out your problems. Sounds strange, yeah. And then you give her your account number and the routing number. I may leave on Sunday to Daytona, I'll let you know, she says, and you say, so can you call the bank and get the $650 today? So that's it. Did she give you anything?
No.
Oh, you didn't even see 200.
And this was just the excuses from December. There was always excuses in August and September and October.
Okay, so that 200 that she says, I have it, she never gave it to you? You never gave him the 200?
No.
Okay, so she's there in December.
Mm-hmm.
How much is rent?
$1,250.
And she gives you no notice.
Right.
Do you have a security deposit?
I do.
Of $1,250?
Correct.
So you're certainly owed at least $1,250 because you would be entitled to December and entitled to January because you'd worked out something with her that she didn't follow through on. So now we just go back to the actual law. You have no deal because you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. So she owes December, she gave you no notice, she owes January. And now you end up renting it in February.
Correct.
Okay, so now talk to me about what damages she left that you're able to prove that you would in addition be entitled to.
Sure. When I went into the apartment in early December after I was fairly sure she was gone, even though I wasn't 100% sure, there was furniture all over the place. The hardwood floors, which are pretty historic, they're like 80 years old, were all scratched up, which they weren't before she moved in.
Okay, hold on one second. This is the picture where you write the words hardwood floors scratched by rough furniture movement.
Right.
How am I supposed to see that in this picture?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, if there's a scratch on the hardwood floors, take a picture of it up close like everybody else does.
Yeah,
How am I supposed to tell from this picture?
Yeah, I know it is hard to tell. When I first walked in, I was in such disbelief of what I was seeing. I was just
Yeah, but then
taking
did you
for-
walk in again later when you are in belief? I mean, all right, she left all the furniture?
Yeah, all that furniture you see, absolutely.
Oh, to be her, huh? He comes in on a white horse and that's that, man. And
So
why did you leave all your furniture behind?
My truck was stolen the night that I was packing from his other tenant, and it had my wallet, which included my debit card, my ID, everything.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm very sorry that happened to you, but explain to me why you left your furniture behind on the day you're moving.
Because my truck was gone and I couldn't move it out.
And how about the next day? Couldn't you rent a U-Haul and get your stuff
No.
out of there? Why do you think that's his problem to dispose of your furniture?
I couldn't rent anything because I didn't have an ID or money
Okay,
because it was
well,
stolen.
he looks like he could probably rent something. I mean, you realize a year and 3 months has passed and you just literally washed your hands of your furniture, right? So you know something's gonna happen with that, right? Because you're not allowed to do that. Now, the trip for me is that it's really nice, it's not bad furniture, it's like kind of nice furniture. So what happened with the furniture?
Well, after me and a couple of handymen removed it all and we put it to the
You
back.
really got rid of all that furniture, even the bunk beds? I would never have gotten rid of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was just too much for me to deal with. I had to clean up the place. The walls were written
That's
on.
not my question.
Yeah,
My question was, what'd you do with the
I
furniture?
put it in the back for collection.
For collection meaning? You did toss it. You tossed it.
Yes,
You
yes.
got rid of it.
Right.
It's not in the place.
Right.
The next tenant's not using it.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw it on Craigslist.
Did you sell it?
There was one
Or is this one
item.
of those things you don't remember?
No. There was one item that
What'd you sell?
I sold the bunk beds. That was
Yeah,
the only
those
thing,
are good. That's the
only
item
one that
I'm
was
talking
yeah,
about.
That was the only thing that was worthwhile.
And what'd you sell it for?
I got $60 for it.
Did you see it for something?
It was $200.
He listed it for $200.
Yes.
And how do you know what he got?
I don't know what he got, but I know what
Okay.
he listed it for.
Okay. Do you have pictures of the before and after for the wood floors?
I do.
Wait, you don't even have the after. I mean,
Yeah, I know it's hard to see in those pictures, but I
yeah.
can show
Well,
you.
that's what you got to prove.
I can show you some
by a
before
preponderance
pictures.
of the evidence is that it's the way you said. Look at all the
Here's-
junk you left there for someone
here's
else.
some
What is
before.
all this? Why are you leaving all that there?
It was my clothes I couldn't take with me.
Why not? You could. You realize you could, right? You know how silly you sound saying that, right? How old are you?
I'm 33.
Yeah, you could take it with you. You just didn't take it with you, right? And you didn't clean up. And you left food in the fridge.
There you can see some scratches.
Yeah, the bunk beds are awesome. What is this? I don't understand your notes on this one.
What you're seeing, that 5 set of drawers is like a really heavy cabinet of drawers that wasn't there, when I rented it to her. It took 2 guys to lift it out
Why would you remove it?
because it's in a kitchen. It's a small kitchen space. That's like occupying a third of the eating area, basically, or a quarter of the eating area.
Okay.
And it was
Do
a
you
camp-
have any proof that you removed it, that you took 3 guys to take it out? Where are your
guys.
receipts for this?
Here, yeah.
Pull out the receipt
Sure.
that has to do with getting rid of this item.
Sure. So I'm going to give you, Your Honor, a receipt from the handyman services company that basically restored the kitchen. So in the process of restoring the kitchen was removing the shelves, taking out the furniture. I mean, I helped him, but that's the full receipt for all the work to renovate the kitchen back to how it was prior.
What's fix all moldings?
There were moldings that they took off the kitchen, historic moldings that had to be replaced. I'm not sure what they were trying to
You
accomplish.
take
but
out moldings? Do you know if he did?
I have no idea.
They did, Your Honor.
And you took out the perimeter shelves?
Correct. Those anchors had to come down. The shelving had to come down. It just doesn't belong. You can see there was a door on the bottom left, a door that was just hanging there. That wasn't even installed. Not that I wanted it installed. Partial.
No, that had to come down.
There was a beer
Pantry
bottle and more
closet
garbage.
filled with food.
Mm-hmm.
The TV? You left the TV? Wow. What'd you do with the TV?
I put it out by the
Did you
trash.
sell anything else?
No.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
I left it furnished.
I don't think you're picking up what I'm putting down. And the thing is, I would say you're just, naive, but I'm going to tell you why I don't think you're naive. Here's your last Facebook text to him. I don't have it, and I have record that I am not living there in the beginning of this month. The most you can get me for is like $3,000, and you kept my deposit. You have the opportunity to rent the apartment out. Do it. You can garnish my wages, but you will end up with a felony for openly admitting to opening my mail. Apparently, you opened up her mail and said, oh, I guess this is yours, and took a picture of it and sent it to her. That shows how malicious you were. And I promise I will find many other things to countersue for. Also, I don't work anymore, and I am nowhere close to you. You are wasting your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of ends that little supposition that you're just naive. All right, I find that you have to pay the $1,250 that we talked about earlier, which represents the month of January, because the security deposit is already taken up for December. And you have to give some kind of notice, but certainly he is out. You gave no notice, and he is out the month of January. That's going to come out of your pocket and not his. So since the security deposit covers December, you don't get that back. And since January, the place was still unoccupied, you owe $1,250. Plus, I find that there were all kinds of construction things that were completely unauthorized, and you don't get to do that. That was another $1,925 that he had to pay, which is $3,175. Who did the cleaning?
I hired a cleaning service for $140. I was doing cleaning as well. So I have a full list of damages that.
Yeah, but you're not going to get $6,000. You don't really think you're going to get $6,000 here, do you? Because you're not, right? Because you have an evidence flow problem here. You have pictures that are taken from a mile away. Although you're telling me that you have the damage, she's not going to renovate your floors for you. That's not how it works either. okay? You're entitled to be made whole, not to make a bonanza out of this. So I'm finding in your favor in the amount of the $3,115. Guess what? It can't get more than $3,000. $3,115 plus your court costs, plus prejudgment statutory interest since she moved out in December of 2018. That is my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So the plaintiff does prevail, Ms. Braden. I think a lot of people are just stunned that you walked away and left that apartment that way.
Well, it was a good deal. I couldn't pass it up.
You mean just to walk out and leave everything there?
Yeah.
You're one for the books. Okay. You did have to pay money. Oh, $3,000. You're pretty close on that estimate, though. Pretty good for you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Mr. Edelman. She called you a slumlord. But,
I take care of my tenants very well.
yeah.
I gave her reduced rent because she was a single mom. I took good care of her.
That's something else. Have you ever had anyone do that before?
No, I've never had such a mess left behind in the apartment, never.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, she
All right.
really took advantage.
Well, if you had better pictures, you might have gotten a little
Yeah.
bit more, but
Yeah.
you got $3,100. Good
Right.
luck.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome. Okay. Harvey?
Well, Doug, I got to tell you, no matter who makes the changes, the alterations to the apartment, if you sign the lease, you're responsible. You have to take care of things and make sure other people don't damage it.